Hello, Aluxers! This is a very exciting day for us here at Alux because we have a very special surprise for you that we'll get to toward the end of the piece. You're actually getting 2 videos today, and they're really good. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. We all grew up differently, but in many ways the same. Your parents did what they could. Mostly, they tried to do better than their own parents. Maybe it was enough, maybe it wasn't. You're here now, and that's all that matters. Your present is rooted in your past, but your future is built on the things you're doing right now, which made us a bit more introspective, and we decided to dissect the things we wish our parents were able to teach us, but frankly didn't have the tools or wisdom to do so. In order to correct this error, here are 10 life lessons your parents probably didn't teach you, although they should have. Number 1. The 3 things that make a successful life. Fundamentally, there are 3 things that everyone in any culture should pursue. They are wealth, health, and happiness. Wealth doesn't mean having a large bank account. It means security. It means comfort. It means you're able to take care of those you care about and are in a position to help those who cannot help themselves. Wealth is the result of building value for the world. Some of that value is rewarded to you by helping everyone else out. Some of that value is rewarded to you for helping everyone out. Health means being able to experience life fully, to see beauty, to taste great food, to be able to walk on the beach or hike a trail in the mountains. Health means you're able to live long enough to see your kids and even your grandkids thrive in the world you're leaving behind for them. Health is the result of not sacrificing the future for momentary pleasure. Happiness is a bit trickier because the word itself could mean 1,000 different things. Most people confuse it with pleasure, but that's not right. Happiness comes from living a stress-free and exciting life, a life you cannot believe you get to experience, surrounded by people who share in your happiness. Happiness is the result of understanding yourself in the context of the world and behaving accordingly. Your parents didn't know how to put this into words, or maybe they didn't know about these 3 things at all, so they told you to go to school, find a job, find a partner, which isn't bad advice, but fundamentally, they focused on minimizing risk instead of maximizing results. Number 2. You can't bullshit your way to sustainable happiness. You probably heard them say it numerous times, that their boss is an idiot, that rich people are corrupt or got lucky, that some people can bullshit their way into anything. Some of it might be true, but what they didn't tell you is that luck and bullshit isn't a long-term solution or strategy. You probably figured this out during your school years when you could literally talk your way to better grades. You could always find a way to play the game and it worked. You then moved on to college or even a decent job and things started to become real. You found out for yourself you can't bullshit your way to a healthy relationship or even more so, being a parent yourself. At one point, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Just how valuable am I really? And if you don't like the answer, maybe you should stop fooling around and begin growing, for real this time. Number 3. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard enough. This is one of those things we had to figure out for ourselves. If you're like us, you probably weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth, naturally talented or with an unfair advantage based on circumstances. That's when you realize you have to put in the work, so we did. The only thing that is 100% under your control is how hard you work and how much time you put in. When everyone else is working 8 hours a day, we put in 12 or 14. Even to this day, we still have 16-hour days sometimes. Think of it like this. If they're putting in 40 hours a week and you're putting in 80, in 2 or 3 years, you're going to be so far ahead their talent cannot compensate for it. This is a little secret the best of the best know and use to make history. Talent is just a multiplier to how hard you work. If you're lucky enough to have some, leverage that talent to build faster and better than anyone else can. Otherwise, you'll always be the person thinking, "Ugh, that could have been me." Number 4. People will treat you the way you treat yourself. They didn't know this to teach it to you, but they figured it out along the way. If you think of yourself as being lesser than others, they will treat you that way. If you think others are smarter than you, then they become smarter than you. This isn't one of those manifest your thoughts and the universe will provide kind of deals. It's about the way you choose to go through life. Your reality is determined by how you allow others to treat you. This is why standing up for yourself is important. It teaches people not to screw with you in the future. Bullies like to prey on the weak, the defenseless, those who are easy targets, and this type of behavior doesn't go away in life. People carry with them the trauma of what happened in their 5th grade their entire lives, reliving and reimagining different outcomes. Treat yourself with dignity. Stand up for what you believe is right. If your environment is against that, maybe you're in the wrong environment. Number 5. Learn to constantly set goals for yourself instead of having desires. There's an old Buddhist teaching that rings true to this day, which goes like this. Desires are just a contract you make with yourself that says, I will not be happy unless I fulfill this desire, which is why desires are dangerous, because the moment you set a desire, you're already away from the finish line. With goals, it's different. Every successful individual we've ever met in this life has goals set up for themselves since they were young. Almost all of them still do this, despite having millions and billions in their accounts. Goals do not put a finish line to where your happiness, fulfillment, or success depend on reaching it. Instead, goals determine direction. When you set a goal for yourself, you know that in order to achieve it, certain actions will need to take place. Just by setting a goal, your life improves. It becomes a filter for your actions. This is why desires have negative effects on life, while goals have positive effects. It's been over a year since we began work on our new premium experience, Goal Mastery, and we're finally in the production stage, where we're filming the content and putting it all together. We spent over 1 year learning everything there is to learn about how successful people and high achievers set goals and achieve them. We broke down how super athletes get it done, how the military does it, how top CEOs do it, and we're bringing it all together in a single course. We can't wait to see what you guys will do with the info. To be sure you get notified when it goes live, go to alux.com/goals and make sure you join the waiting list. We'll be sure to send a special gift to everyone on the list at the time of the launch. Number 6. The difference between money problems and life problems. When it comes to lessons your parents were unable to teach you, for this one, they might have quite a good reason. They never got over the money problems. Life is complicated, and the problems we end up having are split between 2 categories. 1. Problems money can solve, like where do I live, what do I eat, how do I get to work, etc. And 2. Problems money can't solve, like how do I find my passion and purpose, how do I build more trust in my relationship with my spouse, and so on. This is why some people think money solves all of your problems, because all the problems they have in their lives right now could literally be solved by money. It's hard to think about purpose or inner peace when you're not sure how you're going to feed your kids, but it's actually a pretty common problem among the people for whom money is no longer an issue. Most people associate money and success with happiness, and once they get it, they realize this idea is still full of holes. We don't love money in itself, despite our channel being all about money and wealth. Instead, we love the things money allows us to do. Creating this content, researching, learning, hiring people to make this pretty video. It's all done with the help of money. Whatever every peak woke individual tries to tell you, we're sure as hell glad we didn't have to worry about bills, about groceries, gas in the tank, or other material things that we desire. It feels great to know you can throw money at some problems and it goes away. Focusing on problems outside of money is truly a luxury for many people, but definitely not a problem you should ever ignore. Number 7. Your stuff ends up owning you. If you're like us and probably grew up in a poor or lower middle class family, you know damn well your parents didn't throw anything away. There are closets filled with your clothes which haven't seen the light of day in years, but in their words, you never know when you'll need them. Which is why your parents still have some of your baby clothes, which is why they kept every trinket they got 20 years ago, which is why to this day you still have a bag filled with plastic bags somewhere in your house. If that's you, hit the like button on this video. In recent years, we've personally made a move toward a more minimalist way of life, and we're really excited by it. Poor people associate wealth with abundance, which is why they buy a lot of low-quality items. Low quality means you don't find that much pleasure in engaging with them, and they also break a lot quicker. You get your first car, then you get a second one, and then a third. You feel rich because now you have 3 cars, but they all need money for maintenance and gas. They all need to go to the gas station to change the oil, change the tires, fix the issues. You see, the more things you have, the less time you have for yourself, because material things demand time in exchange for their use. Our aha moment came when we realized that our time was a lot more valuable than the perceived benefit of having an abundance of choices, out of which we regularly used only one option because it was the best one. Number 8. The fact that it hurts means you're growing. Here's another mistake parents are making constantly. They try to keep you out of harm's way. WTF, Alux, that's actually what parents are supposed to do. What are you talking about? Your job as a parent is to raise self-sufficient children, strong enough to be able to go out into the world and survive. We're not talking about some Spartan techniques of parenting. Instead, you want your kids to not be scared of hardship. Some parents are overprotective, and what happens when they're no longer around and the child needs to fight it out on their own? They fail. They can't have relationships because all relationships were vetted by mommy. They're taken advantage of because daddy was always there to jump in. The more you think about it, the more you understand that pain is just a part of your development process. When you touch an open flame as a child and it hurts, you no longer put your hand over fire, you learn. When you're building muscle, it hurts to do the reps, but this pain tells you you're becoming more than what you were before. Even the most tragic moments in someone's life have the benefit of teaching you things about yourself and the world that you didn't know before. That's what they mean when they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's not necessarily strength, but definitely wisdom. Number 9. Balance your present with your future. Life is a continuous trade between going YOLO and sacrificing the moment for future gain. But be careful. If you continuously trade the present for the future, at some point you run out of future because time is run out on you. We have a friend that's been sacrificing his 20s and early 30s with the sole goal of being financially free in his late 40s. It's not a terrible deal. Most people get to retire at 65, so getting it done almost 15 years earlier is definitely a good thing, but life changes with time. Some doors are closing forever as you pass them. Going on a cruise when you're 55 surrounded by 65-year-olds isn't as great as a memory of going with all your friends to Southeast Asia in your late 20s. The same way dating in your 50s is completely different than dating in your 20s and 30s. Your parents were busy trying to survive raising you and had no opportunity to learn this type of info, not to mention to teach it to you in time to be useful. This is also why most parents find it so difficult to get back into being individuals after their children grow up and move away. They've been parents for so long, they forgot how to be a couple, how to be friends, and how to enjoy life for themselves. Maintain this balance, Aluxers. Enjoy the present, but use some of it to make sure tomorrow is better than today. Number 10. They can only teach you what they've successfully done themselves. This might sound harsh, but unfortunately, it's the truth. Poor people cannot teach you how to be rich, the same way unhappy people cannot teach you how to be happy. The most they can do is talk from experience on how to be less unhappy and avoid some of the mistakes that they've made. There comes a point in your development when you surpass your parents. Either through education or through the passing of time, there comes a point when their advice is no longer valid. The best thing you can do is to know when that time has arrived and find new guiding lights to help you grow even further. There's some credit to Kanye's line when he said, "I don't take advice from people less successful than me," because there are 2 states of mind. 1, I want to win. 2, I don't want to fail. Figure out which one of these is you and act accordingly. And Aluxers, this video isn't over. We promised you a surprise at the end, so here it is. The list continues with 10 more incredibly valuable lessons, but on a different channel called newparents.com. You can watch part 2 by clicking in the top right corner or through the links on the description and the top comment you see there. And there's always a bonus for those of you sticking around until the end, and today we're super excited about this one. Introducing our parenting channel, New Parents. Some of you are parents, and some of you will likely become parents in the following years. Even since the prospect of children popped up in our own personal lives, we began looking into what it takes to be a successful parent, how to raise a child properly, what mistakes to avoid, and so on. To our disappointment, there was no resource equivalent in terms of quality of what we do here at ALUX on the parenting side of things, so we began building it ourselves. We're excited to introduce New Parents, basically ALUX for parenting videos. The channel has been live for a couple of months now, and although we're still perfecting things, we aim to provide the same level of quality information that we do on Wealth and Fine Living here at ALUX. If this is something you'd be interested in, we kindly invite you to subscribe and join our community as well. New Parents is our channel, but the people we're bringing in have the necessary expertise to blow your minds when it comes to viable parenting techniques. Instead of writing something in the comments of this video, please write ALUX in the comment section of the Part 2 video so we know you at least gave it a try. We are incredibly excited for this. Thank you for spending some time with us, ALUXers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question on our website, alux.com. Thank you for being an ALUXer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.